Welcome to yet another episode of the Arena Sports Show. In this episode, we're literally talking to voices that have shaped South African football. You've got extraordinary commentator Sizwe Mabena, who will be joining us yet once again. And when you speak voices, you do hear him, of course, a lot in commentary. And the infamous click, click, bang that till today, I'm probably the only one that's not a fan of, but we'll take it nonetheless. And then we also have, of course, writer extraordinaire Mahlatse Mphahlele, who not only, of course, writes and uses words, but sometimes gets into content creation. Sizwe Mabena questioned what does exactly he influence. Till today, I don't know that answer, but we've got a jam-packed show lined up for you. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
Oh, good.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Clauiee?
You're wearing a shirt. It's tight. Can you breathe?
Yeah, special guest. You know?
Are you breathing okay?
Yeah. Special guest. I was like, no.
It's not big show.
Wow.
Big guy. No, you said a big shirt for a big guy. But I mean, so much to also talk about in terms of football. And as you can tell, we are in good spirits. We'll be joined by a very, very, very special guest in just a bit. But before that, let's talk about Star of the Week. We'll start with you, Sizwe Mabena, since you're looking more pizzazz than the both of us.
Thank you. Two big milestones.
Yeah.
Firstly, the South African ladies rugby team recently beat Italy in a tough match, but also qualified for the knockout stages of a Rugby World Cup for the first time ever. Also, first time beating a top 10 side in the world of rugby. So, big ups to them.
For sure.
They were in tears after the win, saying their lives have changed, and I hope they really have. And I hope they continue to grow and grow South African rugby. That's one. Two, Peter Shalulile.
Sha.
Arguably now amongst the biggest exports ever in South African football, or imports, I should say, in players from outside that have influenced South African football.
I'm sure. Are you wishing you did a click on
I'm wishing
that?
I was commentating, actually, you know? But big ups to him, and big ups to the nation of Namibia as well. Over the last 10 years, they really have contributed to the PSL as well. Love the efforts they're giving. And well done to both the ladies and Peter Shalulile.
Quick one, since we're on click. By the way, I don't hate it. I just love throwing shade at Mabena.
We know you're a hater.
I know hater. What was your click moment? Like your favorite, from the top of your head, like a goal that you really love that stands out for you?
It has to be the first click bang, right after the 2010 World Cup. It's not even the first, but I think the first one was on radio. I was doing it on radio years ago. But it's the one where it was Bernard Parker at the Mamelodi Stadium. I forget the opponent. Because that's the one that went viral, so to speak.
Yeah.
After that, I think that's when everybody caught on, and I think it was the first one I did on TV. So that's when it went crazy. I also did one at the World Cup. I think there was a Tevez goal at the 2010 FIFA World Cup. Didn't go quite as crazy, but the Bernard Parker one is the one that made that now a Sizwe Mabena thing.
You know which one is my favorite click back moment?
Oh, tell us.
Not so long ago, I can't remember who scored. Then the goal was disallowed. They said, "Oh no!"
Oh, you know what I said? No. It was my first game back on TV in 3 or so years. Sundowns against Simba, was it? And the guy hit the post. So I was like, click. He wasn't playing. I said, it might not count because you're not sure if it crossed the line. So I said, click, but I didn't say the bang. So I was like, click, wait, it might not count. Trying to adjust mid.
Yeah, that's it for me.
You know? So, and I actually enjoyed that a lot when I listened to it afterwards, because of that quick adjustment, because when they reviewed it, it didn't count. So it was natural. And
I remember we spoke about it on the radio.
Yeah.
One back. Oh no, it's not it.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a great one.
All right, cool. We diverted. Influencer, who's your star of the week?
Kaizer Chiefs.
Ooh, I'm a cozy for life.
Kaizer Chiefs, good start to the season. I hope they stay there.
Yeah.
Because I was saying to someone over the weekend that if you have Chiefs, Sundowns, Pirates, and 1 or 2 guys in the top 5, it's about Mnandi Lentole.
It's going to be so good. Sellout stadiums.
Consistency and that kind of thing is another thing. But I really hope that they keep on pushing so that Sundowns must feel the pressure a little bit.
Not only Sundowns.
What I like about them and your choice of player of the week or team of the week in this case, is that even when they aren't playing well sometimes this season, they won matches which helps build momentum. And now they're playing well.
Yeah.
Since the Sundowns game as well, it's just they're riding that momentum.
You
so
know
let's
what?
hope they continue to ride the wave.
You know what I find difficult with that? Like, a lot of people are coming at Kaizer Chiefs for that, saying that, no, but they're not convincing. And my thing is, we've heard this from even one of the greatest coaches in the country, Peter Msimane, saying that it's not always where you got to play pretty. You must just get the results. And that's what they're doing. Build on that.
The momentum of winning. Yeah, get used to winning.
The other good thing is content from the supporters.
Oh, we love it.
Unbelievable.
Oh, the pre-champions.
We're enjoying
Listen, I love Kaizer Chiefs fans.
No, I love South African fans. On the whole, I think there's humor, I think there's intelligence, very intelligent football supporters.
For sure.
They themselves, after any match, on any given match day, you watch on social media for a good hour after the game just to hear their thoughts.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, so if this is what is coming, bring it on.
On the other side, we're also joined by a very special man where we get to prick his brain a little bit and find out the state of South African football. Well, we are now honored to be joined by a giant of the game, a man who is a mentor, a footballer, and of course a coach who has really produced some of the brightest stars in the country. It is Professor Augusto Palacios who joins us now. Interesting fact is that back in the days when he was younger, between him and his brother, they had to decide whether basketball or football was the route to take. Well, he ended up going with football, clearly the right decision, because years later, he's still, of course, producing some of the brightest stars. Coach, thank you for joining us. I mean, how hard was it to really try and choose between the two sporting codes? Because clearly, speaking of air, you still love your basketball.
First, thank you for the opportunity in Arena Sport Shop.
Thank you for joining us, Coach.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Welcome, Coach.
Basketball was my passion.
Yeah.
My passion from young, from the school. And football coming accidental. Not because I know had the talent, because from my father and all my brothers, my uncles, all play professional and international. I mean, it's the soccer coming from genetic and blood. But basketball, my brother and myself, we play in the high level. And now I have some nephews who play basketball in Peru. But honest aspect in basketball in this time in South America was no professional, was no money, was played only by the sport.
Yeah.
And during the school, before last year of matric, this is when I started the football aspect to play for my school.
Sure. And if you then now have to talk us through that journey, Coach, in terms of now finding football, because I know you're big on development and really saying that sometimes, especially in South Africa, you get players a bit too late in terms of now having to learn the basics. Do you think that perhaps part of your journey made it easier to teach footballers the basics in the country?
I think I come from the continent and the country we eating football. But in South America, it no exists trials in the professional clubs. You in the township when you play, and the club scout you in the street, in the school competition, and in the league. This is we scout. You cannot go, for example, to Katachi Orlando Pirates and waiting in the door. No, it's the process when you reach it, and then the team looking position who need. And under 17, under 18, and then he called you. I mean, and the basic coming from where? From the school.
Yeah.
The school football in South America is fantastic. And remember, in the primary school, we play 6 against 6 or 5 against 6. We don't play 11 in primary school. Yes. We play more like the indoor. And this is when you had the basic.
Yeah.
The basic to know to pass, to control in a small size of field. And this is majority of players in South America, we developing the basic and the technical aspect who are the more important.
For sure.
Now, Prof, when you first came to South Africa, I'm sure you would have learned many South Africans believe our style of play is more like South American style of play. What won your heart over to South African football, South Africa itself, and made you attracted to South Africa to stay as long as you did?
The skill. I remember I coming here in 1984, closer to December. He invited me for the exhibition game to play a 2 game against Cosmos and Kaizer Chiefs for 10 days. But my surprise was when first the country, I only see the black people to cleaning, to put the petrol, etc., etc. Was difficult to understand it. But now in the morning, I sitting in the hotel, because we're turning at 6 o'clock, when the player was working in the garden, a mechanic.
Okay.
And then what happened is I asked the club to borrow me some a ball, soccer ball, and I go to training along in the Limby Stadium.
Sure.
And I start myself to control. But when we play again, I said to you, Cosmos, I saw Jomo, I saw other players, and the skill who show, I was thinking I was in South America.
Okay.
When I see, and this is the reason he attract me, when he called me after Mr. Henry Moslongo, the General Secretary, and he asked me, before I leaving, I can coming back.
Yes.
And remember, this time it was no FIFA. And I was lucky the FIFA not suspend me because I was another 2 players from Chile.
Sure.
I was another 2 players from Chile who signed a team for Pirate Morocco Swallow who suspended him because you're not allowed to play in the country who FIFA suspending.
Okay, yes.
And then I agreed, but when I come back, it was very difficult, the apartheid.
Yes.
Very difficult. I cannot find a school for my children. I cannot living in the dress who Witbank give me the contract who was in the ESCON houses in town, and he tried the police to chase me away from there, you know, and then it was very difficult, very, very difficult during the apartheid.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
And I took my children to the township. It don't mean I cannot live in the township, I can live it.
Yeah.
But what I did, I respect the physical address and the how that he showed me.
Yes.
But after the people of Pretoria want me to checks away, and I will not agree. I not agreed. I mean, every time in the house was the police outside
Sure.
to see who coming in.
So outside of football, if you were going through those difficulties just socially in adjusting to South Africa, the apartheid system and so on, what made you then stay on and fight that fight as well from a social aspect now?
Okay, first, in 85 when I came in May I left. I left for the situation coming more critical.
Yes.
More critical. And then I went to Australia. I had the offer in Australia. But in 1989, 2 clubs in South Africa who find me where I stay. I don't know in which way he find me. And then Mr. Henry Moslongo, he called me. He called me and he said to me, I like to come back. And I said to him, okay, send me the ticket. If I find the house where I can live in the school for my kid, and then I can come back. And then he sent the ticket first, and I come back, and I managed to see different, a little bit different. I find the school, the King's School in town, you know, the private school, and my family coming back. And then from there, I stay here.
And coach, the football, how was the football at that time?
No, very potential, you know. I saw Jomo play, I saw TimesLIVE, I saw Lengo, I saw Junior Ngove, the latest Tim Makua, Alfred Sitole, Jesse Quinn, Harry Shue, Abu Makari, Sipa Maimane, Danger Sevilla, Kila, Eric. You know, this is what attracted me. The only difference is, in this time, it was no much tactical aspect in South Africa.
They were just playing.
We were more exhibition of football for the talent he has. You know, and remember also it was no international television where you can watch in World Cup, etc., etc. But the talent is there. The talent and what he need was the guiding.
So you had seen the likes of Pele play back in Bauer?
I play again.
You played against those.
I play Beckenbauer, Munich. I play against Eisner. I play against Platini. I play against Maradona. You know, I play against them. But one thing important is sometimes I don't think the player knows the talent they have. I don't think so. He no value himself. Because remember, in football you have three elements. Your private life, your good training, and your rest. And the rest come in the nutrition aspect. But the difference here is previous year, or I don't know now, players after the game go to the partying, is drinking, etc., etc. Means your body is not take care about it. Not take care about it. And need to remember, you have 17 years, you must counting 20 years. And 37 you can retire. I retired in 44 when I played for Money Ranger against Sundowns.
Oh.
When I was the coach of Money Ranger. But this is my belief. But also this belief is coming from education from the club. This is very important. And education coming between the club, the player, and the family.
Sure.
But now you have players who have friends who abuse you because he knows you have money. And then he buy liquor, he buy this. And I don't believe you call them friend is the people who take you for alcohol or drug. It's not your friend, it's your enemy.
Yeah.
And this is, I believe, is a player need to be careful, you know. And the second one is when the players start making in football, it's too much marketing, too much publicity, and the boy is not guiding in the correct manner. And the people around taking advantage, no? But this country, apart to be beautiful, it had too much talent.
Yeah.
Too much talent.
And I mean, Coach, when you speak of talent and really the knowledge, I know that also while you were at Pirates, chairman sending you to Real Madrid, just to also understand and see what the global world is doing more in depth, also going to attend their training sessions, meeting the likes of Figo, the original Ronaldo, Zinedine Zidane as well. Talk to us about the importance of going to see what other clubs are doing to also try and improve the state of football in the country.
You know, one of the passion for the chairman Dr. Costa was development. And one of the vision he spoke to me is the one day he want to see the first 11 player and the line up from development. We arrived 80%. Why? Because in one of the derby, he was Taban Radebe in the goal who was a statement, he said the same name. He was Kelebohile Mavi in the right. He was Benny de Vilacasi with Solimat in the middle. He was Lebojan Mokoen in the left, Jose Macaña in the right, Guy Leremi and Pomozo Manense. In the derby, start the lineup.
Sure.
Coming from the development. Obviously, we cannot talk Leslie Mayantela because he died in the way. And then from there, you have many. Excellent Guaraza, Troce Jolea, Censo Moiva, Lucas Twala. Now, Lucas Twala, something is unbelievable. Lucas Twala coming from the rural area, from the border in Nelspruit.
Yeah.
That's where she comes from.
Right at the border.
And the boy from rural area, he was the first player for Orlando Pirates to play in the World Cup in South Africa.
For sure.
Very disciplined boy. Fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic. And I always want to say, in rural area is when you find also play with good talents. But the problem is, you not have this opportunity.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, you know, it's very far. And Pyra was completely different in this time, you know. Like now, for example, he signed a lot of good players, young players, you know. But in this time, Pyra have in the development 235 players accommodate in the clubhouse with education, meals,
Sure.
etc., etc. I mean,
Yeah.
the chairman was invest money in this time, you know. But one thing who affected South African football development is the age when you finish matric is too late.
Sure.
Why? Because in South America, you sign professional contract 16, 17 years when you already finished school.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now, here, you had the problem, the DDC, when some coaches, he had a problem because the players, he's a matric, he had extra classes, he studied on Saturday, now the exam, now with that it's different.
Yeah.
When you finish matric, you almost already sign the professional contract. It means you finish matric here, some, maybe 70, very few, but normally 80, 90, 20.
For sure.
And this is very difficult because majority of professional training in the morning, in afternoon. And this is something who, I believe, affecting the development of football in the country.
Sure. And I mean, then coach, when you speak about the development, right, you also then have to look into what's very important to you, and that's mentality. You speak to former players. They allude to the fact that coach was very strict about how they dressed. If coach says we're tucking in, you have to tuck in. If everybody's wearing the same cap. And that went to also the development players, that they need to also match with the senior players. Talk to us about that mentality, coach.
One interpretation of camping here is different in South America. In South America, we can camp in 3-4 days for the lead game, but we know what is the reason to camping. To camping is not about to eat better or to make the relationship. If the coach knows, for example, he played in the wing, if I play the striker, we will share the room to talk about football.
Sure.
And also, facilities in South America and Europe who had in the room the TV, and the coach pass the old channel, the game, and you watch it, and we correct. Two, the difference is also about dress code. You cannot have one player jacket in the neck, another the Bermuda, another the structure long, another had the earring here, listen the music. Why you focus?
Sure.
You focus in the game or no? It is simple. It was 2 cases I don't want to mention to you the name, but when was in camp in Pirates, we took the cellular.
Sure.
Why? Because in 2 occasions, the father of 2 players passed away. You can manage the UN camping, and your wife or your mother phone you, your son is in the hospital, what are you going to do? The camp is over. You can't focus. Now the thing is, this going to the team manager. All the cellulars and all the calls go to him. And then they have to respond if the player can leave the camp or continue in the camp. Now, the thing is when you're watching Italian football or French football, you can see the way the player left out the bus. It's the dress code, you know, etc., etc., etc. And for me, the personality of the player coming from the foundation, from the early age. You need to show this player is in the development, the particular club, he need to represent the brand. What he is there. Sometimes you can find the mother from Chief and the parent for Pirate, no problem. But you educate the boy. The way he dress, the way he greeting. What is about to shower? What is about the sexual aspect? What is about to respect your teammate? And the problem you coming in the social aspect here, some of the parents can afford to buy expensive soccer boots, but others no. No, I can't. We equal. We equal in this aspect. I mean, the development is not only to keep the ball. The development is also to developing his brain, his intelligence, and where he want to go.
For sure.
You know, I never want to forget when I signed my first professional contract. One of the club very reputation in Peru, Sporting Cristal. And then first, he showed me the psychology aspect. To say me, your conduct going to be in this way. You arrive in this way. You dress this way. You can arrive to the train with a brand, another teacher. We Adidas, you can arrive with Puma Nike. You can live in the car.
Sure.
You know, and then from there, what is the time management? Here you say 4 o'clock, and people arrive 10 past 4. No, in the taxi, he breaking the tire, and my wife is sick. In 4 o'clock, I close the door. You cannot enter.
Sure.
It is simple like this. And also, when you go, another thing is to the camp. Now the players in the buffet there. Now the player put everything in one plate, the meat, the spaghetti, the big rice, to eat. But I tell you, the buffet is not moving, it's still there.
You can go back when you finish that.
And also the dessert, you put a sweet, no, because I don't want to move, no. And then you educate, you start for the start first, you know, etc. And then you finish. Now, surprise, you finish, you go. No. You stay in the team. When everyone finishes, we leave it. This is a part of educate our players. No?
That's it then, Coach. When you first arrived in South Africa in the 80s, I mean, that means you've seen it all up until now, 2025. What is your opinion on the development of South African football on the whole? Not just developing players, but professionalism as well of the clubs. Things like maybe with the 2010 World Cup coming, we changed a few things. We were looking to get more professional. After the 2010 World Cup, we had better stadiums. The broadcasting deal also changed football tremendously with pay TV coming into it and taking over from SABC and so on. How has that helped, and how has South African football changed over the years?
You know, you touch something very important. And this is my belief. You had a primary school, 6 years. You had a high school, 6 years, and then you graduate. In football, it's the same thing. You start early 5 years, 6 years, but it's the limit. I mean, when you have 17, 18 years, you know where you're going. You can't play in development 2021. It's impossible. I mean, it's the player. And this is the reason when we graduated, Leboham Mokoena was 16 years. When we graduated in Lereme, 17 years, we graduated in the limited age. And this is the reason sometimes I don't understand, we play sometimes in the league under 19. Where's under 19? You need to go to the reserve, but it's still in the development. They say to you, football is education. You have graduation, and you arrive to the limit. And unfortunately, not all the players want to make it. It's the truth. If you have 18 players, not all going to make it. No one can secure you to make it. Now you say, thank you very much. It's the opportunity, follow your way. Now, in South Africa, I believe, for me, we are still not in the correct track or way in the development stage like before. You watching before Janae Harle, Benny McCarthy, Quinto Fortune, you can check how many Stento Freire, how many players, you know, exactly. And Empires, you know, to mention all these players. Now, we calling young players here 21. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's no way. It's no way. Because looking now the young player, I forget the name from Chelsea.
Or Liverpool.
Or Liverpool. And you know what are the good teams? Check how many players from Africa play in Europe. You're talking more than 300.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a potential in Africa in football. But the problem for us is we're waiting for certain age to say now it's ready. Look in Bruce now, the Bafana. How many players calling new?
Yes.
But performance.
Yes.
Performance. This is the reason for me, some coaches, I think, had the pressure because winning the league, winning cup, winning game, you know, winning, fire. And then he tried to talk more with experience. This is what I observe. But the coach is right what he's doing, no? And looking the player from Super Sport who went to Belgium.
Yeah,
Chandra Campbell.
Correct. And he started Loa, looking where is he now, championship. Looking in Kota, no matter he went to Saudi Arabia, but he moved to the marketing aspect. I mean, for me, we need to look in the aspect that we had the talent, yes. Led to guiding, yes. But guiding from the start. What is about football, what is about professional, where coming the money, where you can invest the money, who is your family, check the status of your family, and the first thing, if your family need a house, buy the house, renovate the house, maintain your marriage, your father, etc., etc., etc. But the problem here is pickers. 1 million is the car, 1.5 million is the car, and you put a speaker inside, you go to the township, and you're running over.
Oh, coach.
The house has now the dining room, the kitchen, the car has everything inside. I mean, this needs guidance.
For sure.
Needs guidance. Put an example, in Mape. Who is the marketing? And the father and the mother is divorced. The mother. Look in the situation. And you have players who the mother and the father is split. Correct. Not only him, the Real Madrid, who his brother plays now in Belgium.
Bellingham.
Yeah, correct. The father one side and the mother one side. It's not about the security, it's to guiding his children. And the family need to be involved. This is the reason for me, development is not only to keep the ball, it's the educate players the way to going forward. You understand? Because you need a psychologist. Yes. People think it's psychology for people sick. No, it's to the mental aspect. Look in the boy who go to FMB, to the Derby, full stadium, 110. Look in the boy who already started in social media everywhere. He need guidance. Where he going? Where he around? And this is the reason you don't see when Messi was playing in Barcelona, you never saw him in the mall. But in the United States, he go to the mall. Because the culture is completely different. It's too much popular. Sure. Who you want to believe Cristiano Ronaldo want to play in Saudi Arabia? Wait, who want to believe? But it's there. I mean, for me, the popularity is good, but you need to people who guide you.
Are we running football better though now? In South Africa, I mean.
No,
Has
the
it improved a lot?
the league is fantastic, no, but you still have, you see in the news, club who banning from FIFA to not pay players. You still have club who not register players and play with 10 players.
Yes.
You still have club who not pay salaries.
Sure.
You still clubs who had the code for 3 games and fire. I mean, we are still there. The only thing I always observe, let's not to copy from Europe. Let's to adapt what we take from Europe to the country. Because the players are not the same. The spectators are not the same.
Sure.
But we have the football, we have the talent. And then this country can progress fantastic if we value the young generation we have in this country. Looking at the 20 now, World Cup, looking at the 70 World Cup, looking mañana. I mean, it shows that we have the talent.
For sure.
But it's only my opinion, not to criticize anyone.
Coach, still on the issue of development, I want to pick your brains on something. It's something which happens quite a lot. Financial investment in identifying players. For an example, if you pick up one kid, let's say at the age of 12, to put that kid in an academy until they graduate to the first team, maybe at the age of 18 or 19, how much money do you need to spend on that kid?
It's very difficult to say to you because in South Africa it's completely different than South America and Europe. Here you have too many academies, too many organizations who charge. You understand? I want to put you in my academy, Augusto Palacios Academy. I made this academy in 2025, and I must say in public he was the guidance for Sodo Acosta. Sodo Acosta is the person who initiate to tell me, Coach, open this academy. Your development is the passion to you. And I opened 2025. You pay the registration fee, you receive the kit, but the mentality of players, the majority coming from township. And then what happened? He liked to play a soccer straight. When you start telling the basic, and you maybe you know no game, now it disappears. It disappears. You understand? Because it's not the culture of development in the country. Now, you have the boy 5, 6 years, 7 years. Now the parents start shouting, the boy. He must win in the game. And you start now cheating on the age. You create the mentality they must win the game. Not about enjoy the game. Now start this process. Now, Pirates spend a lot of money monthly, because it was free education, free meals, and free kids. I mean, had everything. And then the mean is, it depends the number of players you have. It costs you to, sometimes you can arrive, EA, your own club, and PSL, you can arrive to 100, 200,000 rand in the month. You want to develop in the proper aspect, because remember, it's transport, it's education, it's meal, it's coaches, etc., etc., etc. But if we can identify the football aspect in South Africa, because at the moment we don't have identity. If you go to see one game in the PSL, the football was different to another game. I mean, we don't have the identity of football. This is the problem that we need to change in South Africa. Because one coach believes to play direct football, the other coach believes build the game from the back, the other coach believes make defensive aspect, the other coach say, look, I mean, it's completely different. I mean, until we know identity, the way we want to play our football, it's going to be very difficult. And development, it costs you, because you don't have a sponsor. You need to pay coaches, you need to pay equipment, you need to rent in the fields, you need to pay equipment. I mean, it's expensive who go and you play the league, you need to pay referees, you need to take the transport. It's difficult. But the potential in South Africa is unbelievable.
For sure.
I can guarantee you every year 3 or 4 players from Africa need to play in Europe. It's nothing difficult. Eli Foster is there. I got Eli Foster in the age of 12 years. You know, and Taviso Monjane the same way. But parents is very important too, the support.
And Coach, maybe from my side, what is your view on the latest football trends in terms of coaching? You know, there's a lot of stuff that is happening now, which is quite different from when you started.
One of the important thing is, this is my personal view, I don't think in South African football the coaches are united. I don't think they're united. You know, something who I'm missing in South America is, let's say you have 5, 6, 7 clubs in Johannesburg. We communicate to meet in the coffee shop and talk about football. Not happening here. Maybe, I don't know who, and then the uniting of coaches, we don't have. We don't have. We not united because when you, for example, in Marumo, you're the local coach, the coach who is unemployment is wishing you to lose, you know, because and he go to the chairman or the agent go to the chairman, then I can do better, take me there. Now, and then start putting the knife. I mean, ain't too many gossiping. You understand? I mean, is the coach looking, is not to criticize foreigners because I was a foreigner, I was a citizen. But the big 3 clubs in South Africa is they have foreign coach. It's Chief Pirates and Sundowns, who I respect, you understand? But the local coaches also need to learning to say where we can take him from these foreign coaches, where we can learn him from there, not be lazy. Because football is 24 hours. You only have 7 hours to sleep, the rest is football. If you know, dedicate in this aspect, you can succeed. We had coaches, yes. We had too many good coaches, but no favor players, no incentive or receive money for agents, no try to convince player to take in you because it's your friend. In football, it's emotional, and football is very critical. And the loyalty is very important. For me, we had South African coaches. Yes, we have. Look at where Rulani now. Look at where Fadu now. No, in difficult league, but it's in overseas. Piso is still here, but he already achieved what he need to achieve. But I still believe if we not united, I don't think we can go the way we need to go.
And Coach, I mean, staying then with the state of football in terms of the country, officiating is a big conversation now. So you as an intellectual and really the history and the knowledge that you have, talk to us about the progression of officiating, because we do have also fans crying for VAR in the country, saying that it's about time that we need it. What's your analysis of it?
I think the referees in the moment, you're talking about the referee, correct? Some of them, he need to first study more the law. Because in some of the games, you need to get advantage, whistle. You get advantage and whistle. And obviously the VAR, for me, why I agree the VAR, you understand? But I think our coaches, he had the problem, who training them, what is the record during the week? He training during the week? Somebody supervise them during the week? Because you have referees in Johannesburg. You have referees in Free State. You have referees. You need to monitor. I say this because when I play in Peru, I observe the referees twice in the week. He was training in the main stadium. Sure. You understand? And then final to appointment is already to understand he is fit or not fit. Now the referee who commit too many errors in the game, what is the punish? What to do? You understand? But I still believe we have good referees. But I think you need to implement more elements, to the fitness aspect, the love of the game, you understand? And sometimes intimidate from the bench. He need to have this personality to not be afraid, because some of the coaches insult the referee for nothing, I want to put you the case, the game, I think the Premier League, it was, I think, Chelsea, I don't know, on Saturday, who was the original goal, he say, but the coach lost 2-0. I think it was Chelsea, the game, against Fulham, correct?
Yes.
Fulham scored first, and the bar. It's a disallowed. Now the coach already started, he's not focusing the game, he started, and he lost 2-0. Nothing. When the referee blew the whistle, when the referee made the decision, you can't say anything, but you are still fighting. And the referee is going to go against you. I mean, from both sides, the coaches and the referee, you need to have this education aspect as you. You hear any workshop between PSL referees with coaches. You know happen. You know happen. All the referees, National First Division, PSL, in one room with the referees. Let's talk, let's discuss about the new law, about the penalty or VR or what. Nothing happened.
Sure.
I spoke once to Ian McLeod, and he was bemoaning and maybe not happy about the same issue, where he felt not just the coaches, but clubs and the players as well should have sessions at the start of the season to say, look, what are the rule changes from FIFA? What's changed now? How have we evolved the refereeing game? And he says we don't do it here in South Africa. And for him as a ref, he felt, or a match commissioner at the time, he felt it was a big problem in the educational aspect of the game.
Before the coach you answer, I think some clubs also what they do is during pre-season, you pick one ref,
Yes.
then he comes or she comes and do presentation for the players according to the laws of the game.
Yes.
So the players must learn the rules during pre-season.
No, listen, this is very good. But you talk in PSL, what happened in the Junior League? What happened in the ABC Mosepe?
Yes.
What happened in the Regional League? The meaning is, and you need to understand something, with the wrong interpretation. People think, or coaches think, because you have a D license, CAF, or the C license, you can be the coach. No, this is only the study. Your knowledge is the more important.
Yeah.
This is the reason sometimes you have ex-player who had a good knowledge to coach, but no one to coach. And you have, because sometimes we go too quick to coach. You finish retire football, you already coach.
Coaching.
And in the process.
Yeah.
In the process, you need to start gradually development. At the development, you start reserve. At the reserve, assistant coach. At the assistant coach, certain year, and then you take the head coach.
Sure.
In lower division, and then you go to PSL. You got coaches who pass this, you know, the case of Tebogo Mloy, Rulani Mokwena, you know, he passed this step.
Yeah.
He passed this step because the junior and up. All the coaches also. Not, it's too many to mention, but what I say is we must not rush. Ataswane do the same thing. We must not rush to say, I retire, now you are sitting coach in PSL.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
For sure.
It's very difficult. Now, your emotional coming. And let case the coach is dismissed, now you take over. It's very, very difficult.
In Europe, coach, look at Xabi Alonso. He went through the processes. Now he's a coach of
Guardiola. Guardiola.
Yeah.
I mean, the coach who I always looking his history, and I meet him, Jose Mourinho. Remember, Jose Mourinho was the interpreter.
at Barcelona. Yeah.
No. Jose Mourinho started with Bobby Ronson.
Robson, yeah.
Yeah, it
Bobby Ronson. When Bobby Ronson went to Portugal, the club advertised who speak English. And Mourinho never played soccer. And then he arrived, and he was his interpreter. And then after the process, Bobby Ronson showed him the knowledge of football. He said, no, wait. I want you to be my interpreter and my assistant.
Yeah.
And he started moving with him to Barcelona until he stopped in moving along. I mean, I not say the ex-player not be the coach. He can be the coach, but need to follow the process.
Sure.
This is something who is important, no?
Coach, please take us through your training session at Pirates. We're running out of time. It's crazy. It feels like we just started.
Running out of time already.
It's crazy. And Coach has to go to training session, so we also need to bear in mind of that. But Coach, your training sessions at Pirates, I find them quite intriguing because I'm told that there's a point where you switch things up, right? Where your strikers, Benny McCarthy will become a goalkeeper. Your centre backs now become your strikers. Talk to us about the thinking really and why that was important to you.
I remember one occasion, one of the first derby we training in Mayfair.
Yeah.
And we hired the high system to put a speaker around
Sure.
and then in higher volume. And then we training like this with the noise of the crowd because the player need to find the pressure to play in Soccer City. And then we play like this. But what happened is also on Friday, my training session normally finish on Thursday. I play on Saturday. And then on Friday, it's relax. And then what we're doing is, for example, Lucky, choose your team. Or the single player in this side and the married side in this side. You know? And then I say, okay, Lucky, okay, Benny, or Benny Vilacasi forever. Choose you 11 or 20 or 13 or etc. But you cannot play in the position who you play normally. Now, Benny Maceyo, Lucky, I go the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And then Jose Mourinho go striker. Benny Vilacasi go left back. But it's enjoyment. And then what happened in this game, we play with 3 balls simultaneous.
Ah.
3.
Sure.
Yeah, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, simultaneous. And then we had the referee and this side they have, the referee and this side, and we enjoy. I mean, I believe the training section player need to be enjoyed. A training section, it can be something who player forcing to do it. He must enjoy. It is the reason football, no? And remember, the final stage of the player is on the game. You need to display your talent. I know take away the talent or the skill of the player. I no lie when people like to do chibobo unnecessary. If you attack in this way, now you go do chibobo and you have.
Yeah.
What is the purpose? It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong. Because in the day, what happened and you lose? The crowd want to, what want to do the crowd?
Yeah.
Of course.
You don't want to call the name, you want to call the name the coach. and
coach
the
was
player
there.
is still there with Chibobo.
Yeah.
You mentioned Benny McCarthy. I've had a conversation with Opa and Brighton about the importance to them of Benny in the change room and on the training grounds, the influence he had on them. From your point of view, how was working with Benny and how did he affect the rest of the team?
Every player for me, from Lucky Lehwati, you know, to mention too many, you know, Andile Jale, Opa Maisa, Benny, Yossi Mune, you know, it's the honor for me to be coached too many good players. In clubs, in national team. It's too many, no? But I believe the personality of senior players is very important.
Sure.
If the senior player shouting the young player for nothing is wrong. He need to guide him there. And I believe the leader is everyone there. I remember when the chairman asked me to take over when we championed the league, we remained 12 games, and the fair intention was to call all the senior players. And we had before training the meeting. And I say, I'm not coming to development you or to teach you, I'm coming to guiding and to work together. And it was the truth. It was the truth. Another thing very important is I believe when you play a particular player, 2 or 3 games, and the next game he no player, it's important to talk to him why he no player. You can't drop in player in the bench, no matter who, and he no have explanation.
Yeah.
And another thing, for example, for me, the number of players is not good to have too many players. 37, 38, is no one to play. And the player want to frustrate. I mean, it's very difficult to be the soccer player because sometimes you have injuries, sometimes you on the bench, sometimes you no perform, and sometimes you no play. And it's very difficult to receive salary and not perform. And then there is coming the gossiping, talking bad, he had a group. I mean, it's not easy, no? But for me, respect the player is the more important. It not mean because Benny is the international player, I want to play him, I want to favor never mind he no perform. No, it's not. It's not. But to be the coach, you need to be the father, you need to be the friend, but inside the field is one, and outside the field is different. You can't mix the relationship.
Okay.
It's impossible to mix. And also, you have players that can play in the national team and play in his club, but he cannot play in the national team and play in his club.
Sure.
You can identify, easy to identify. And this is the reason the competition aspect in football is beautiful. It's beautiful. But before we closing, I enjoy the arena sport.
Are you closing the show now?
No. Well, I can be here more. No problem. But what I want to say is, this South Africa, it has a lot of good players, and it has also coaches, and the word is only opportunity. This is I. I believe.
Coach, there's something about you, I guess maybe the younger guys would not know. You are a Pirates man through and through, but at some stage you coach Sundowns and you coach Chiefs. Maybe not in long detail, but just how was your time at Sundowns and your time at Chiefs?
No, Sundowns was great players, also good moment, but I was thinking to put myself aside. Why? Because when I went to Sundowns, I went 3 finals, and I lost in the 3 finals.
Sure.
For different reasons. And I say myself, no, I cannot kill the reputation of Sundowns. I try my best, and I drop. When I went to Kaizer Chief, fantastic time with Kaizer Motaú, and great players. Great play. What difficult to make line up. You understand? But I enjoy.
Who were the players?
I can tell you, in the left, Rodolfo Ciale, we see him at Pique, and the right was Matthews, and then you have Frise, and then, you have Willy Tomanjati, you have Dr. Kumalo, Escuse, you have Ewol Chongwe, you have Rice Tembe, you have Che McGregor, you have Molateri, William Chong, a goalkeeper. It was 2-2.
Yeah.
2-2, no? But all the clubs who I went, I enjoy. It's the more important, no? But also, you must have one important thing that every player need to have, is your family behind you.
Yeah.
If you marry or you single, your family is the more important. When I arrived to South Africa, I don't speak English. I was working in Hong Kong, but my daughter, he was translating me my technical report.
Sure.
And he was in the primary school.
She's the one who's a lawyer now.
Yeah, he's the lawyer. Gabriela.
Yeah.
And my son was sitting next to me all the time, and he tell me, "Father, looking, you see, this boy no moving. He was only 9-10 years." The mean is, and when I was a player and was injured, he put me the eyes. Are you okay? He tried to give me the foot and the mouth. The family is so important. And obvious, my wife, we going to 51 years married.
Sure.
She was my first girlfriend. I never had any girlfriend in my life, only her. And she gave me 2 great children, and I have now 4 grandchildren, who is my second life, and I the family person. I train, home train.
You must advise these 2 about marriage.
No, you also need to be advised about marriage. Like the both of you actually need to be advised about both divorcees, by the way.
But you must remember something. Family create you the environment of success.
Yeah.
Because if everyone support you,
Yeah.
you comforted. You understand? And then we traveling, from early age, education was very important. I always thank you to South Africa for the opportunity it gave to me, to my children, to finish school here, marry here.
Yeah.
I citizen in South Africa also, but we had difficult time, we had difficult moment. And also, to say thank you the opportunity, the chairman for the club, who gave to me the opportunity, start from Witbank Black Aces, at the Dr. Kaizer Motaú, Dr. Ivan Cosa, I worked in 27 years in Orlando Pirates, and I went to Money Rangers, in Amazulu, was short period, only about 3 months, who I also coached there.
Coach, wait, hold on. Talking about short periods, you had Swallows for 2 games. What happened there?
Where?
Swallows.
No, in Swallow was very good. You remind me. And Swallow was Chico Twala and Mangena.
Oh, yes. I remember.
Mangena was official. And it was a clash, with the later David Chabeli, blah, 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 blah. And it was a difficult time, and then after this, I was approved Orlando Pirates, you understand? And then the Orlando Pirates vision was long.
Okay.
Long term, you understand? When the chairman approached me, he said to me, first, build me the development and helping to this club to going forward, you understand? And remember, Orlando Pirates, it was the Witbank Black Aces, Orlando Pirates, it was the first Iwisa spectacular in Orlando Stadium. I played the first Iwisa spectacular.
Sure.
I mean, it's good point when you mentioned the 2 games, but it what happened, what happened. And after 2 days, you convert in 27 years. 27 years.
Coach, how is your relationship with Tebogo Moloi? Because I think it's somebody who you have worked with very, very long time.
Tebogo Moloi is a very interesting coach, no? First friends, because I took him to Turkey to get the stick on Pella. I recommend them to Turkey. And after I took him to Colombia, Once Caldas. And I went to watching him play in Colombia because I recommend him. And then after, etc., one day in Mayfield, he came in to talk to me and growing him to be the development coach in Orlando Pirates. I mean, we had a relationship, long relationship. When 2011, 2012, the chairman asked me to take over for the 12 game, he was assistant coach. But my assistant coach is not assistant coach, is the coach. Because I keep to him training section to do it, Tebogo doing, and I sit there. Tebogo had opinion. I remember when we play Super Sport, he gave me the line-up to say, I believe this we can work. Let's play a 5 in the midfield. And we win the game with a fantastic goal, like Lehwati. And this gave the initiative to us, to champion the league. But a good relationship also with several players, Dr. Kumalo, Lucky Lehwati, Benny Makati, Jose Moni, too many players, Jose Macanya. I communicate with majority ex-player and the correct manner. Daviso Munjani player for Chief, I communicate with him. It's nothing about, it's what you feeling to the player. I love the player and I communicate with him, and the only intention is to guide him. It's nothing else.
You mentioned Tebogo Moloi in Colombia.
Yes.
With discussion we were having last night in preparing for this conversation with you, we ended up maybe exchanging views on playing in different parts of the world. Now, obviously the best, everyone wants to go to Europe. The best go to Europe. But what are your opinions of those that end up in South America? You also mentioned Gota in Saudi Arabia, those that go to leagues like America. Even South Africa, to go to South America, Saudi Arabia, anywhere outside of Europe. Is that something you would advise for a player?
Yes.
And how do you feel about those players that play in those different leagues?
It's opportunity. It's opportunity and you perform. I put you the case. After the World Cup 1978, he was approached to go to Costa Rica. But Costa Rica is not in the big market in the Argentina, Chile, Brazil, it's in Central America. I went there. But I went there to market myself. And I was select the best player foreigner. And then the scout look at me, Hong Kong. And now you marketing aspect, you finance are paying great. And when I was playing in Hong Kong, the coach in Finland, he see me.
Yes.
And then when I play in Venezuela, he scout me to go to Germany. I mean, it's a marketing aspect way you can play and to grow your family. I mean, any player who had the opportunity, nobody can go to Swaziland, in Namibia, He give you the money, you be the superstar, he want to scout you, but it's not happening in your country.
Yes.
It's not happening, you understand? And then for me, any player who had the opportunity to go overseas with good finance aspect and good for the club, good for him, he must go. Because football, in the day when you retire, you need to have the financial aspect to living. And we don't want to mention players at the moment who are struggling in life, you know who I saw, no, because for wrong guiding or wrong private life. The thing is, it's important, one is how many hours you sleep, what is your nutrition aspect, what is your training section, and the more important, let me to tell you something who I learned from Mr. Alex Ferguson. I had the opportunity to go to Manchester United Premier and the Fistic 5 times. Pirates had the opportunity to go there. And I had an interview, no interview, because Carlos Quiroz was the assistant coach the Manchester United. And I asked him to give me the opportunity to meet Alex Ferguson. And he said to me something very interesting. He said to me, I never have individual coaches for individual specific training, individual. And I say, why? When Cristiano Ronaldo was at Manchester United, we training 9 o'clock. But when I arrived, 8, Cristiano Ronaldo was training alone. And Alex Ferguson say, I want to change the time for 8 o'clock. Alex Ferguson, he will arrive 7 o'clock. Yeah. Cristiano Ronaldo, 6 o'clock, he was already. Now, but I watch Cristiano Ronaldo, no coach, but he had the balls. And he said to me, he put the beeps tight in the soccer post in the corner. And he put some markers down, and he was hitting the ball there. And then I started learning. Now he hired the first striker trainer. And then the following year, he hired the midfield trainer. Okay. The following year, the defense. He has 7 individual trainers. Now what it means is, for example, you training in the morning, do your individual training in the afternoon. You can go to the park or you can go to the field, do yourself. But what happens? You sitting at home or you go to the mall? No. Football, you developing yourself by repetition is a player. The coach, he will watching the videos, watching until check what happened and to change the difference, to change the team. This is football. The other reason is you learning from different. Listen, I went to Real Madrid, Orlando Pirates gave me the opportunity. I meet Cristian Vicente del Bosque, and I talked to him for long. I meet several coaches, Arsene Wenger, I meet Guardiola, and I talk football. But I not try to publish the photo because I was there. And my intention is what happened. Orlando Pirates, the team who have, to move to overseas. We went to Brazil, we went to England, and we learning from there. I learning from there. I mean, for me, to meet coaches is something who create more knowledge for me.
Yes.
In football like this. I mean, when you observe this player, I like, if the player coming from the township, I want to go to the township, where you stay? What is your background? Where you eating? Where you stay? I visit players in his house to know eating or eating correctly. This, I believe, is myself. I'm not saying somebody to copy what I do, but for me, I like football, and I will die in football.
Sure.
And football is about the uniting of people. No, I finished university. I don't follow what I did, but it's helping in administration to me. My English is not fluent, but I talk with the feet, and I talk what I need to do in football. Because I play in Hong Kong, I never speak Chinese. I play in Germany, I play in German. I hear in South Africa, I never speak Zulu, Sotho, Shanghai, but I like football.
Yeah.
You understand? And for me, I always say this, when I come in the first time in South Africa, I never know Africa.
Yeah.
I never know Africa in South Africa. But now is the opportunity not to share my knowledge. This all. I the coach who like to share knowledge. I the coach who like what you calling development. But also you need to be careful because it's a lot of gossiping, a lot of jealous, a lot of step and you back.
You must walk with your back on the
Yeah,
wall.
yes, I always walk in the back because it's too much knife behind you. And people sometimes pretend to be your friend,
Yeah.
And
but
they're
it's
not
not
your
your friend.
friend.
It's happening. It's all over.
Yeah.
And then, you know, sometimes people try to criticize me, Palacios, do this, Palacios. You sure? Show me. This is so when one player want to talk to me, another player, oh, really? And then I keep it. And then, hey, come. He say that you say this. It's true. Because you need to confront.
Yes.
Or you divide.
Yeah.
Or you divide it. I'm learning a lot of things in South Africa, you know, to understand the culture aspect, to understand this. Sometimes you call one official, and every time, in 3 minutes I call you, he never call you. In 3 minutes I call you, he never call you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of the society, you know, but the only person who key to you, your destination is God. God, He will decide where you go. If you made a mistake, tell me.
Yeah.
If you're wrong, tell me. But not keeping hiding or not talk to me or no answer the calls, you know, and you never know.
True.
And you never know.
And I mean, Coach, before you go on influencer, I just want to quickly add on to the education part. I know that also with your players, you'd go to their teachers and say, hey, how is Lucky doing at school? How are the results? So education was key for you as well in that aspect.
I went to a school, there's several players, and talked to the principal, he said to me, no schooling, no go to school, and I suspend. I went to the parents, they listen this boy for 1 month no trainer.
Sure.
This boy, he not coming to the training, and I need to call, please call me. The thing is, the relationship between the parents is very important. It's and education is very important. When you want to make marry, if you don't know the history of South Africa or the geography and the world, what going to happen?
Yeah.
Where you want to guide your children?
True.
I mean, education is very important. Also, when the mother say 8, it's 8. You can't interfere and to tell no, it's wrong. I mean, we need to understand. You have children or parents, players who tell me, I can't see the eyes of my parents. I need to talk to my parents. I can eat alone. I cannot see my parents to eat in the same table. You understand? And I have difficult situation when some of the parents, especially father, he never support the boy. But when the boy now signed professional contract, he already want to change the surname. And I was fighting. I was against this. And I don't want to mention name.
Yeah.
And I was fighting. And I will block the door. Because or you support or you don't support. I know again the relationship. I always tell the players, if your parent divorce, it's not your business. But it's your father and your mother. If your father is alcoholic, talk to him. Try to save him. But you cannot make the gossip, not talk to your father. You cannot do like this.
Sure.
You cannot. The mean is, in the day, what was my life to be young, I transfer. I have my brothers, I have my sister, only one sister. You know, I was the last brother. The mean is, I never had a small brother. The mean is, I transfer my experience. And my experience is about football. I come from poor family. My brother is all professional. He growing me. Now I learning from there. I learn from there and I transfer.
For sure.
This is all what I do.
Mabena, hold on. Influencer was going.
Yeah.
I jumped in.
He wants to jump in. Or is it the follow-up one?
Follow up. Maybe that's the last one.
A lot of questions.
This is my last one. What you just mentioned now highlights the different also social and cultural aspects of South Africa. In that there's private schools. There's those who go to the township, which you mentioned. Then even within the private school sectors, there's those that grew up the Italian schools, Italian clubs, the Greek clubs, and all of them play football. And at some point, you have to unite all of this as a coach. How important is it from even a foreign coach's point of view, or a South African coach's point of view, for us to move in the right direction? Let's say maybe national team coach. How important is it to understand those different cultures and be able to merge those different personalities into one team? Let's say you had Matthew Booth, who come from one school of upbringing. You've got different players that come from different, Junaid Hartley also different aspect, Jabu Pule different aspect, and you have to unite all of these different people.
I think it was a privilege for me to know the player, select the player when he was young. This was one of the key. You know, to have you, Lebohamo Kwena, 12 years, Joseph Makanya, 13 years, you guide this. But you guide it with discipline. But this discipline, he must not be afraid with you. He must respect you. It means, for example, I got Guilherme. Guilherme, you have a girlfriend? Let's walk. We're walking. He said, tell me the truth. I don't want to punish you. This is the relationship. It means when the boy had a problem, he know he can come to me. But it's not about to get money or to get, no. It is support to grow.
Yeah.
You know, it's very pain when sometimes you know particular player, and particular player call you coach or Augusto, bro, you can find me the club. The club release me. Now, I know the agent, but I know particular coaches, and then I can talk to them. It's pain. It's pain when sometimes you have a potential player, but the club release. Nothing you can do. I cannot go to particular, why you release them? It's difficult to be the soccer player. But if you follow rules, you success. You cannot go to the media and talk bad about this club. Or the family talk about it's wrong. You need to solve this thing privacy. The other reason, I always, the chairman said to me, no make the problem, solve the problem. If you cannot solve, and then come into me. And this is simple. You're going to find too many problems, and also lying. Because sometimes the player coming to you are in the development and talking bad about the head coach. If I listen to him and I agree with him, I go against the policy of the club. I mean, you need to be carefully to deal with players. I'll be honest to you. You have players who arrive smelling alcohol.
Yeah.
And then happy with me. And I need to go to the club, tell, hey, you know this test the police? I need this test the police. and we put in the entry, block. You can't go home. It's happening. And I did this. There are people think it's too strict. No, it's not mean too strict. I want time management to be respect. Dress code to be respect. Rules to be respect. Performance to be respect. Training time to be respect. I need this thing. And what you do after your private life, it need to be respect. You can't come in the media, you rape, you alcohol, you abuse. It's impossible. It's impossible. You represent the brand of the club, and you need to respect this. And the other reason for me, discipline is the more important.
Sure.
You know how discipline? Create the discipline. But when you have too much friendly with the players, and then you destroy your discipline. You cannot. You cannot. And either people say, I'm too strict. No, I'm not too strict. I respect football. And football is, the people pay the ticket to watching you in the stadium. Now, you no perform. And then what happened? People want to buy the jersey because your name is there, and then do the marketing. And this is the reason Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, etc. You know how many players living in football without parents? Too many. Some players built in the orphanage. Some players, the parents was left. Look in the case of Mané in Senegal. In the township, he walked kilometers. He was no water, no light in his township. And looking what he did, build 2 hospitals, build a stadium for 12,000 capacity, build 2 schools. I mean, he begged to the community. Lionel Messi here in Mozambique, he had 2,000 breakfasts in 1 school. Cristiano Ronaldo in Angola. The thing is, I believe money is important, but when you reach enough, you need to go to the community from where you are. Because money, you will die, where going to the money? Where?
Leave it here.
This is the reason for me, not to mention name, but football, it creates your life, if you want. Because God gives you the talent. Now, let's put your talent in the table and perform. This I believe. Women football is growing here also, but not the way who need to be because it's a lot of talents.
Yeah.
You understand? A lot of talents, you know. But I believe South Africa, it had a big talent in all the sport. From cricket, from drive, he have. But the only thing is the guiding what we need. The guiding what we need. Because how many sport facility we had in the township?
Few.
Where the children want to play. And then it come in the crime, the drugs, the training in the school. It's difficult. You got a school who know how the soccer field. I mean, if we can take care about sport and education, I think this country can win a lot of things and be the first. Because if you observe now, who is in the top in football in Africa? It's Muslim country. And the Muslim country is the discipline, is educated. Now we need to change ourselves to say, yeah, we Christian or we Catholic, etc. But let's put together. And we don't want to do this, but we have the talent.
Sure.
Coach, I want to say something. How hard were the deaths of Leslie Mayatela, Gifted Remy, and Senzo Mayowa hit you?
All fantastic. The only difference there is about position. You know, when Leslie Mayatela went to Greek for trials, the chairman allowed him to go. I remember that we played the Vodacom Challenge in Durban, and we were training in King Park Stadium outside, and we were sleeping in the hotel in town, in the center of town in Durban. And Leslie telling the coach Roy Barreto that he want to run in from King Stadium to town. And say, no, you bet. And I asked Roy, why? And Leslie running from there because we're coming from Greek, from the pre-season. And he discovered the extra training is something important.
Okay.
Guilherme, he was the player, 6 o'clock, you saw him in Southgate in the gym. 6 o'clock, every day he go to the gym. Guilherme is a player who in the night, he play indoor in the street, he was there player. He was a person, but unfortunately, wrong people around him, he was destroying him. He was guiding wrong in this aspect, because Pyra tried his best in one side, and other people with him in wrong life, you know. But the player who I have, you know, all from the development, outside the development, I enjoy myself to work with them. I enjoy, fantastic. Senzo, we brought him from Peter Marisberg, it was the interprovincial tournament in Peter Marisberg, and we scout him from there. And one thing for him is to, every tennis session, he liked to sing. He liked to take the initiative to sing. And he takes the initiative. And since wait 7 years to start playing for the first team.
Yes.
Because he was very good on Tipe Opara. And he was patient. He was patient. And when he was in good moment, captain in Fafana, in Pirates, he come in the accident, you know. Sure. But this is the reason to talk about life outside the field.
Yeah.
Very important.
100%. Coach, we've officially run out of time, but one question, and then we're done from my side as well. Which player for you in your coaching years, right, do you think was a natural talent but didn't like training? I asked this because Eden Hazard at Chelsea hated training and nobody could tell him to train. He'd just get there, not tie his shoelaces. And coaches understood that, but they'd still play him because they understood game day he would show up. Did you have any players like that?
If he was, I changed already. It's impossible for me. It's impossible for me. I mean, if he don't want, then it's the wrong place. It's the wrong place. It happened who arrived with this mentality to be in the last group. But I observing, I changed it to be first. I mean, it's happened, but I changed the mentality. Sure. But also I want to tell you, this opportunity to, to say it, not force your children and he no want to play soccer. He can play. I have my grandson, Santiago, he like football, but in cricket. Fantastic. Fantastic, yes.
Play for South Africa?
In the moment it's in the district.
Oh.
He plays in St. Davis, but it's fantastic cricket.
But he must play for South Africa.
Yes.
He born in South Africa, but he had a Peruvian passport also, both.
No, South Africa.
And I have my other grandchildren, Adriano, he like tennis.
Yeah.
And I have my other grandson, Alexander, he like actor. He like drama.
Sure.
And my granddaughter, Mariela, he like gymnastics, he like ballet. It's different aspect, but all involved in sport, And this is when the family sacrifice, And I had my son-in-law Ricardo, who is the administration of the academy, and Jonathan, my nephew, who living here. Me with the family here. In sport, we there.
Yeah.
But no force your children or your family who don't like particular sport.
Yes.
Ask him to choose about why he wants.
Earlier
Talking
on,
about
he
force.
said thank you. He said thank you to South Africa and so on. You said that. And I just wanted to say, we as South Africa, you're a well-traveled man. You've been all over the world.
Yeah.
But you chose us to give back to. So we as South Africa should thank you for that,
you
actually.
As well. Yes.
You know what I mean? So thank you, Coach. Yeah?
No, this country is beautiful. And it's a country who give me opportunity to express myself and to also to have my children educated and my children marry here also.
Yes.
And also we have Peruvian people around, but I will die here. I love this country. It give me the opportunity to be citizen. I going now for 73 years old, and all my life.
73 years young.
Looking so young, still going to training sessions.
I can't sit, I can't sit. We need to be. And it's very interesting. Majority of coaches in my academy from the township.
Nice.
Coaches who never, he like football, but he know the knowledge to coach. And I'm growing. One of them is Tavo Senon.
Yes.
He was with me, and also Junior Bengo, who is in Pirates, Jose Macaña, who is the coach, Tebogo. And then I talked to several coaches, who had a good relationship, like Steve Compella, Serramela. So I have very good relationship. But this beautiful country, it had too much to offer.
Yeah.
But if we work together and we invest in sport, it's easy to talk. I listen on TV when politicians talk, but where? Where? The reality is this country, in one day, he need to be first in Africa in soccer.
100%.
Coach,
No way,
one
guys.
last thing from me. One last thing from you, coach. They are not going to understand, but I just want to say to you, muchas gracias, amigo.
Oh,
We understand that.
I will explain to them later what you're saying.
We do get it.
Okay, one last thing. I'm
No,
joking. I'm kidding, man.
no, my last.
Okay, my last first, then your last.
No.
So my last is, you spoke about force earlier on, right? And I know player versatility is a big thing right now. Talk to us about players being played at the right position and how coaches sometimes feel, essentially you play better on the left, but then I need you on the right. Just quickly.
It's true what you say.
Yeah.
It's true. Sometimes by emergency, you have 10 players or 9 players, you can change position.
Yeah.
But sometimes coaches like to move players from different positions according to his criteria. But the player is not telling him no because he wants to play.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I don't want to mention name, no? But let the coach to identify players according to his ability. I always say, player performer according to his strength.
Yeah.
If you put player, listen, Cardoso, the Sisukum player, he was a striker, we convert center back. Nengasa, who plays now in overseas, he was for chief. He come in striker, we convert center back. Luckily, Huate, he play a right back, left back. The thing is, you can convert, but in the practical aspect.
Sure.
You understand? Yeah. But no force to play and he no performance in his 100% ability. You see? And apart from what you say, you put player in the tactical aspect who the coach like to put, but the player no enjoy.
Yes.
And then in there, you're going to sacrifice. And we say, but why this player not attacking?
Yeah.
But we don't know what happened behind. And it's the football, one thing in South America is important, take 100% of his talent strength.
Sure.
No reduce his talent. Remember Vinicius Jr., when arrived to Real Madrid, Zidane, he wanted to put him striker, and he was in the bench. Until Ancelotti started to adapt him, the mobility he did from the left to the right, until he came there, but taking time. This is the observation who you make, But good question who you mention. The talent of play is natural, but let's to adapt in the correct aspect.
Sure.
And my last for me is
Yes,
to say thank you to my wife,
Yes.
For the many years we have, and then to my family, for the support he have. And the South African people, in sport or no sport, who always in the street or in the garage or forever, try to talk to me, and I made my name, basic, and the opportunity who South Africa give to me. All the club who I beat, appreciate all the chamber, and football in South Africa for me is the first and the best, but we need to improving to give more opportunity, especially to the players in the rural area.
100%. And well, that's how we're going to wrap up the Arena Sports Show. Unfortunately, we have to end. I still have so many questions that I did not get into, but there's never enough time. Clearly, we'll need a part 2 at some point, but this is, of course, a professor who has truly served the country and really quite impressive. I mean, you also look into the fact that he was not easily bullied, especially when you look into when fans would call in for subs and say, but coach, we need this player, and still believed in the player. So really, really incredible and an honor to finally have him alongside us. Thank you so much. Hopefully you enjoyed this conversation as much as we did. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye.
Click, click.
Thanks.